Supercell is getting sued, and it's not for the reasons everyone thought it was. Bo and Charlie lore from social media all deleted. People thought they were backtracking on lore, but what actually happened was this little guy here. Not from all of these different lore moments. People were speculating, oh, maybe they don't want to talk about the height, or they don't want to have Bo and Charlie get married, or that Star Park wasn't licensed because Star Park, the Japanese version, the actors were only licensed for like 24 months, not in perpetuity, so they had to finish the Star Park lore. But this just so happened to have Sprout in here somewhere. There it is. And it's because Sprout looks like an air purifier from a designer in France. I mean, the back does have a fan and the front is a plant. There's a little water module in the back, but in the Andrea air purifier, the water's in the front. I think you add the water in the front there. I tried to buy this air purifier that they designed in 2009, but what happened was this model was discontinued in 2010. Sprout getting deleted. It turns out the models for Sprout as court ordered is only going to be default Sprout and mutant Sprout, which this is probably one of my favorite ones. Kind of sad that they have to remake mutant Sprout. Kind of see the similarities. I'm no lawyer, but it does look like it could potentially infringe on IP rights. I think this is an ongoing battle, but the court ruling based on this paper here says that this 2009 air purifier has Sprout infringing on its rights. I think it could be a slippery slope. Someone is thinking of remodeling him. I feel like this is still grounds for a lawsuit. To be clear, it's not Andrea, the air purifier, that's suing Supercell, but this has been a 6-year battle with the French designer Mathieu, who's known for combining science, technology, and nature into his projects. He brought up this in December 10th, 2021. So apparently Supercell has been fighting this for the last 5 years. Oh, this was 6 months ago. 4 years after court proceedings. December 2025, the Paris Judicial Court found that Supercell did in fact infringe on the Andrea air purifier. Supercell has to pay damages to Sprout's exploitation in France, cease and desist using Sprout's IP in probably only in France. So I guess he was claiming parrotism, but the court only ruled in favor of copyright infringement. I can't read French, nor can I read legalese because I don't even speak English. But the TLDR was Supercell has to pay $250,000 in preliminary awards, meaning it could be more in damages later on, and $80,000 in moral damages for violating the designer's authorship rights. That kind of does look like Sprout. Put a leaf on there. Put some wheels on there. That's definitely Sprout. My question is, are they only going to remove Sprout and Mutant Sprout from France, or is this going to be global? First Globert, now Sprout. They keep getting sued. How many lawsuits does Supercell have secretly behind the doors? Wait, that's right. How come Ash's Game Boy skin isn't at risk? Or Jojo Maisie? Japanese courts are very aggressive, so I'm surprised Jojo didn't step in for this. Or Cartman Lou, but I feel like South Park already infringes on so many things, they just don't care. If I were Matt and Trey from South Park, I would just go to Supercell and be like, hey, how about you just rename him to Cartman Lou? We don't care. Because they do goofy stuff like that all the time. That would be kind of a cool collab. That it becomes official after that. Sprouts existed for 6 years. Why are they bothering now? He filed in 2021. It took 5 years, or took 4 years for the court to come to a conclusion. I really want this air purifier now. How does one in Canada procure an air purifier that hasn't existed on the internet? Where to buy? Where to buy? Nope. Usually Google shopping algorithm is better than the search algorithm because the previous CEO really focused on, I don't know what I'm talking about at this point, but this shopping algorithm is what killed Google. Available upon order. Okay. Can I actually order this? Or is this going to cost an arm and a leg or a bit? Daryl is infringing on the barrel. French courts rule they must pay $300,000 to winemakers. I don't know. Supercell's making a mistake. They need to be more protective of their IP. What? The lawyers have been fighting this for 4 years. You think that Supercell wanted to just openly lose? Like, oh, we concede. Just take our 300,000 plus more. Because Supercell has to calculate how much revenue Sprout has made in France and then give the rest. But tentatively, the preliminary 250,000 is the minimum that they're paying. from what I understand. I don't know where my source is. I have too many tabs open right now. On LinkedIn, the lawyer confirms that this was a real case that they won. Sprout is considered to be a counterfeit because it incorporated the protected purifier, which is weird to me. If this was making millions of dollars in France and people were like, ah, yes, the the air purifier, every home has one, it must be protected, I'd be like, Supercell, get. But this I can't even find this air purifier online, and it was like a limited run from over a decade ago. So what are they protecting exactly? 250,000 and 80,000. This reminds me of Nick and Melania, their divorce, where she won what he said was $15,000 and some money, but it ended up costing a total of $400,000 to both parties. I feel like the lawyers are the ones that won here. Supercell might have to pay the legal fees for Matthew, but that's a lot of money for one person. Is this going to designer or is it going to the purifier company? I think it's going to the designer. It doesn't say. So the IP specialist that may have been working on this case, I'm not sure, confirms that Wally is still in here. I guess this is the French name. Monsieur M is Mr. P's name. Huh. I'm more shocked that his name is Monsieur. They may have another action on their backs by Legos. Is there like a Lego based Brawl Stars? Huh? I don't recall there being like some sort of Lego brawler or any Lego brawler skins. Did the lawyer just leak another litigation? I'm just confused now. Like, this is Nintendo colors, but is Nintendo not after them? And then I don't think Matt and Trey Parker really care about Rude Lou, even though this is 100% infringing on South Park IP. They did have to rename Maisie to Amazing Maisie, Fuchsia Maisie, and Titanium Maisie, since this is very clearly like JoJo. Allegedly. Allegedly. I don't know. Supercell might make me take down this video. If it's down, you're going to know that the lawyers got mad at me. My Hero was an official collab. Stranger Things was an official collab. But Adventure Time 8-Bit was not an official collab, which I think is the IP of Cartoon Network under Warner Bros. And they are very protective of their IP as well. So I'm kind of surprised that Ash Boy doesn't fall under this either. Mecha Edgar is supposed to be like Evangelion, but Mecha's a stretch. Shukuteki Tara is 100% supposed to be Akatsuki, but it's hard to kind of say you're infringing on rights when it's just a robe, and Akatsuki robe's not really that creative. I'm just listing all the other things that I'm surprised aren't in legal battles right now. Toon Spike, it's kind of power. This is maybe Powerpuff, but this is heavily inspired. There's no shot this would be infringement, in my opinion, in my non-legal opinion, which, by the way, has zero weight in the court of law. So don't listen to this stupid YouTuber. There's just been so many things I've been wondering, like Boy Scout Gus. He kind of looks like the kid from Up, but not at risk of cardiovascular disease. And it's just a Boy Scout. I can't see this infringing on anything. Boy Scout outfits do not, like, I don't see the resemblance. This might be a stretch. Amazing Charlie, like the Amazing Spider-Man. The only thing I could see, there's been so many different Spider spin-offs that this might be a stretch too. The only thing that's maybe close is Amazing. I think Colt was supposed to be inspired by Elvis, but yeah. I'm sure there's some I missed. What do you guys think about this whole situation? The only known case that we know of right now is Sprout. They haven't really made a big deal about all the other ones. And because of all these court proceedings, they don't usually make public statements about it. Like with Maisie, they just changed the name without telling anyone. With Globert, they didn't even release any public statements. They just deleted some brawl talks that reference Globert. And now with our beloved Sprout, they didn't even say anything. They just started deleting everything that had Sprout in there, which incidentally had a lot of different artwork from the past. People thought they were backtracking on lore. So this might have been the most visible one where they had to delete a lot more than just one post, because Sprout was in like every 10th other post. This has been a wormhole of a journey, and I hope y'all enjoyed this. If this video is no longer live, then you know why.